It is American oil companies that built the facilities, which was responsible for the development of petroleum as a resource in the Middle East. And it really does take freedom and capitalism and reason to build a civilization and to create wealth. And that takes technology, that takes science, that takes reason, that takes a free mind. We find the oil, dig it up from the ground, we refine it, and not only that, we're the only ones who have use for it. It's not as though these countries are big industrial countries who need to power an industrial civilization with oil. We're the ones who give them the customers, the facilities, the technology. And in the 1950s, all of this was nationalized, starting in Iran, by the way, nationalizing US-built oil facilities. And what did America do? What did Presidents Truman and Eisenhower do? Nothing. We don't want to aggravate anything. We're just being economic imperialists. Let them have the facilities. And what does it do? It gives these savages a source of wealth that they would otherwise never have had. But the wealth itself was created by Western capitalist companies. And when that was stolen from us, what does it signal to the whole world? And then watch as history unfolds. That moment in history between Carter and Reagan is where so much of this deadly groundwork was laid. I think it was beginning, obviously, in the late 60s and 70s, the wars in Israel, but the attack on the Israeli athletes in 1972 at the Munich Olympics, then in 1979, when the Islamic Revolution happened in Iran, they took the United States Embassy in a clear act of war and kidnapped our diplomatic personnel, holding them there for hundreds of days. The president did absolutely nothing. His completely ineffectual response was nothing but a sanction and a green light. One of the most horrific memories was the bombing of the barracks in Lebanon, where all those Marines get killed by Islamic terrorists. And what does Reagan do? Nothing. In effect, sanctioning all of this. Why? Because we're friends with Islamic extremists at this moment. Why? Because they're fighting those atheistic Russians for us. The enemy of your enemy is not your friend. And just because they were the enemies of the atheist Soviet Empire at the time did not make them good people. They were still the forces of mysticism, hatred of civilization, hatred of life that they are today. What Carter did was bad in sanctioning the new nation of Iran. It seems to me that what Reagan did was even worse, laying the groundwork for Islamic terror rule forever in Afghanistan, frankly, and sanctioning the Iranian puppets in Lebanon. And then, of course, in the next decade, Bill Clinton. There's the first attack on the World Trade Center in the early 90s, the attack on the USS Cole, a U.S. Navy ship. Islamic extremists were attacking directly American interests. And what did Bill Clinton do? Nothing, absolutely nothing. Turning the other cheek again and again like a good altruist, so that what we have here in the late 20th century are Presidents Carter, Reagan, and Clinton, who completely set up egregious, aggressive attack, slaughtering thousands of innocent civilians on September 11th. So here we are, more than 20 years later, innocent civilians, once more by these Islamic savages, are being targeted, and there's no moral clarity coming from the leaders of the West. The evil can exist only as a parasite. It is not productive. It does not create values. It's support from the West, the comparatively free West, which pumps them up and supplies them and sanctions them before the violence and the attack comes from them.